The influence of emotional intelligence and organizational politics on employee performance and turnover intention in Malaysia. Here the research outlines and the key abbreviations I have used in my presentation: OP for organizational politics, and EI for emotional intelligence, and ETI for employee turnover intention, and EP for employee performance. Background: employees viewed as the most important organizational assets, especially in service companies, and successful companies pay attention to enhance their employees' performance and retain them. And organizations have their own organizational politics, favorable or unfavorable. And employees have different levels of emotional intelligence. And service industry is a huge and important economic sector in Malaysia. The research problem: we found that many firms have a high turnover rate with a negative impact on customer satisfaction, and many organizations complain that some employees are not effectively accomplishing their job tasks. Research objectives is to identify the relationship between organizational politics and two employee outcomes: the employee turnover intention and employee performance, and to examine the association between the emotional intelligence and employee turnover intention and employee performance, and to examine the moderating impact of emotional intelligence on the relationship between organizational politics and employee turnover intention and employee performance, and to identify whether there is a statistical significance between employee characteristics, age and gender and experience, and their turnover intention and employee performance. Significance of the study: contribute to management literature on employee turnover and performance in relation to organizational politics and employees' emotional intelligence, and help managers to manage and solve turnover related problems, and enhance employee performance based on maintaining favorable organizational politics and employees' emotional intelligence. Summary of the literature review: the underpinning theory to management theories guide my research. We adopt two theories. The first one is organizational support theory, and it says that employees work hard when the company values their efforts and cares for their well-being. And the second theory is theory of planned behavior, and it says that employees behave based on a specific plan and decision making process. Definitions of the study variables: these are the definitions I have adopted from the literature review. Emotional intelligence and turnover intention: most researchers found that negative relationship between emotional intelligence and turnover intentions, and here examples of the papers I reviewed. And emotional intelligence and improved performance: most researchers found that a positive relationship between emotional intelligence and employee performance. And most research found that a positive relationship between organizational politics and turnover intention, and companies with high organizational politics lead to high turnover intention. Organizational politics and employee performance: most research found that negative relationship between the organizational politics and employee performance. and companies with high organizational politics lead to low employee performance. Emotional intelligence as a moderator. Many studies used emotional intelligence as a moderator, but most of them did not use the organizational politics with the relation on turnover intention and employee performance. Employee characteristics. Many studies has examined the employee characteristics with turnover intention and employee performance, such that age, gender, income, education, experience, but we focus only on age and gender and experience. Here is the model of my thesis. We have organizational politics as independent variable and emotional intelligence as a moderator, and also we have the depending variables too. The first one is turnover intention and employee performance, and the relation between the four variables, we have about 6 hypotheses we have going to test in this we have tested in our thesis, and we also have tested the statistical relationship between the control variables and the two depending variables. Research methodology. The research approach is deductive and research design is quantitative, and the sampling technique and sampling size is about 400, non-probability and convenience sampling, and the scope is in Malaysia, and data collection self-administrated questionnaire, and data analysis we use structure equation modeling using smart PLS. I have adopted variable measurements scale from the literature review and the findings. Here is the table result of employee characteristics from the collected data. Descriptive statistics and reliability. Constructs reliability was measured the four variables and achieved more than 0.7, and the average variance extraction more than 0.5. Discriminant validity shows the correlation between the studied variables as shown in this table, and the reported variables constructs is higher than, and the reported variable constructs is higher than the other variables under the same variable column. So it is valid. And coefficient of determination of R square, turnover intention, the R square value we got is 0.689. R square is explained the percentage of explanation in turnover intention based on employee performance, based on organizational politics and emotional intelligence. The R square explained the percentage of explanation in turnover intention based on organizational politics in emotional intelligence. And the R square also called the coefficient of determination, which is the proportion of variance in the dependent variable that can be explained by the independent variables. And here we can find that the R square of turnover intention is 0.689, which is considered to be a moderate effect size, and the employee performance is 0.843, which is considered as a strong effect size. Result of structure modeling. This figure shows the result of the structure model by identifying the regression weight and R-square of the relationship between the organizational politics and emotional intelligence and employee turnover intention, along with the moderating impact of emotional intelligence. We can find that the path relationship between the organizational politics is 0.622 with the turnover intention. That means organizational politics, every unit change in organizational politics is led to change 0.622 in turnover intention. And here the result of structure model between the organizational politics, emotional intelligence, and employee performance. And all this and this figure is shows the result of a structure model by identifying the regression weight and R square of the relationship between organizational politics and employee and emotional intelligence and employee performance, with the consideration of moderating impact of emotional intelligence. Hypothesis testing. The result in this table shows the path coefficient and the value between +1 and -1. Thus, the values near to +1 suggest a strong relationship in the path coefficient and between the two variables, each two variables, and the relationship between we can see the first four path relationship, which is the first four hypotheses, and all of them are a strong relationship because it is near to +1, while the organizational politics with the moderating role of emotional intelligence on turnover intention, we got it near to -1, but it is also accepted because the p-value is less than 0.05. So with the sixth hypothesis, it is declined because we got the path coefficient is too weak, and also the t-value is rejected, and the p-value is too high, which is more than 0.05. And the employee characteristics with the relationship in turnover intention, we found it is partially supported, which means that only the p-value of the age people, that means the age is very important, and when older people, they don't plan or think to leave the companies, whether and the second one, the employee characteristics with the relationship with employee performance is declined, as shown the values of the p-value is higher than 0.05, is too high, so this is all declined. Here is the conclusions and implications and further research. I think this will take about 3 minutes also. Thank you.